Well, hey everybody, season opener is about 2 weeks out here in Indiana, and if you're anything like us, you've been pounding the old bag target out there in the yard, making sure your bow's tuned up and everything's ready to go for opening day. And I wanted to talk to you a little bit today, bring you a short segment on walk back tuning, and that's making sure your center shot on your bow is exactly right. We've all done it. We've bought new bows, got our bows set up, got our field points shooting right, only to find out when we screw our broadheads on, our broadheads aren't shooting where our field points are shooting. That's generally a product of poor center shot alignment. I'm going to take you out here in the yard to the bag target and show you a simple way, a tried and true way. It doesn't require any fancy tools or any fancy processes. It's just a simple way to make sure that your center shot is always going to be perfect. Your field points are going to hit exactly where your broadheads are going to hit, and when you hit the woods on opening day, that's going to be the least of your worries. So let's head out here to the bag target and we'll show you how to do a little bit of walk back tuning on your bow. Well, here we are at the old bag target, and how many times have you seen this? You get a new bow, you set it up, and you're shooting dead center 20 yards. You move back to 30 yards and you're shooting left or right, and you start chasing that with your sight. Well, let the games begin. It'll drive you nuts. What that's generally a product of is poor center shot, and there's a simple way to overcome that, and I'm going to show you how to do it. The first thing we need to do is make a good shot and get ourselves center at, let's start at 20 yards. Get a good solid bullseye shot at 20 yards. Alright folks, you can see I got a bullseye here at 20 yards. Now you would think I'd be hitting along the same line the farther back I went, but that's not necessarily the case. If my center shot's off any, the farther back I go, I'm going to be shooting left or right pronounced. I may not see it here at 20 yards, but the farther back I go, that angle is going to grow, so you're going to see it eventually walking over. The farther back you go, you're going to see, if your center shot's not right, you're either going to start seeing yourself shooting to the left or see yourself shooting to the right. Now here's how to do that. As you can see on this target, I've got spots down vertically along this line, so I can see a pretty pronounced vertical line on this target. If I didn't see that, I could draw a line here or hang a piece of string with a weight just so to get me a vertical reference point. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to start walking back at distances. I'm going to move to 30 and I'm going to shoot at that vertical line. I'm not going to move my sight. I want to see if my bow's shooting left or right. I want to see if it's dead center to make sure my center shot's right. So I start shooting at this vertical line, I move back to 30. If I'm shooting to the right, I move back to 40. And I'll still probably be shooting to the right. If I'm grouping consistently to one side or the other of that line, I want to move my rest to compensate for that. So in other words, if I was grouping to the right of this line, I would want to move my rest to the left to bring my arrow back to this center line where I'm dead on at 20 yards. After I've achieved that and my center shot's perfect, then I can start moving my sight up and down to get my distances right, 20, 30, 40, 50. But never start chasing your arrow with your sight until you make sure you get your center shot perfect. And this is the simplest way I know how to do it.